Hello racing fans, and welcome to our Gallop TV preview show for Thursday the 19th of September. Where we're racing, we're at the Vaal and we're on the classic track. What's on offer when it comes to the race day? Well, race number 1 will kick off at 12:30. Race number 8 should finish at 16:35, and the big one, the pick 6, at 13:40. So that's the 8 races that we got on the go. I trust that you, the valued racing fan, as well. And on the line is Alistair Cohen, as always. And Ali, at the airport, about to jet off.
Yeah, not anywhere that elaborate. On my way to Cape Town for the next 10 days. Obviously, we have a lot going on down in the Western Cape. Good day to you and all the viewers. Yeah, it's an exciting time ahead because we're in full swing with the Hollywoodbets Durbanville Spring Festival, with the feature race coming up this weekend in the form of the Settlers Trophy. But as for this card at the Vaal, I think you have to be a little bit alternative with how you play it, because I don't think it's going to be all that straightforward. I think you have to do a little bit of digging. One thing I can just about say hand on heart is I think the exotics are going to pay very nicely. And I think if it all clicks, that's a lot easier said than done, but I think if it all clicks your Ds, I think you could be in for quite a memorable day. I think you'll see from our selections that I've done things a little bit differently. I've cast my net a little bit wide, but I think that's what you have to do.
Okay, let's get straight into it then. Race number 1, 12:30, by pot, 1,600 meters the distance. And in race number 1, as we bring up the field, number 1, Red Legend, even money. Horse number 3 at 18-10. Then the balance of the field are all in double figures. The market does tell a story here, Alistair, between numbers 1 and 3, and then you can pretty much name your price with the balance of the runners.
Well, ironically, Deez, I've really gone in with one of those 2 horses in my selections of 3 in the bar pot, which is my suggested bet on this Thursday card. Red Legend obviously makes a lot of appeal, but where a lot of punters go wrong in these maiden handicaps is, despite having top weights and signalling that that is the best horse in the race, it does give a valid opportunity for horses of a lightweight to show vast improvement. I mean, do I think Red Legend is going to the top? Absolutely not. I think he's got a couple of wins and things. Absolutely, yes. And he's got the advantage of a good draw over a mile at Lucky Hoodalakis' home course. So he is the natural landing spot in race number 1. But I've backed him up with 2 horses here. In the form number 6, Pike Place, I've got an inkling this horse is going to show his best. At his best, he's got capabilities of winning a race. And I like the fact that Diane Sting has got Trent Mayhew claiming the 2.5. Trent's proving to be well worth his 2.5 kilo claim. So from that perspective, I think number 6, Pike Place, is alive to run into the first 3. Hopefully the first 2 for bipod purposes, certainly for my ticket and for those who follow. And I've gone with a complete lunatic here, Deez. Number 10, Vaal Jury. I think with 52 kilograms on his back, I think he's just run with some good fields where he wasn't ready. And I think now having his first run as a 3-year-old, there could be a little bit of improvement to come. The draw's not ideal, but there's so many horses here with very shallow form. And I think with 52 kilos, you'll see a career best for number 10, Vaal Jury, hopefully getting him into the mix, into the quartets. And I'm going to use him as a nice little roving banker in the quartet. But no doubt, number 1, Red Legend, the horse to beat. But I'm fairly satisfied with my 2 pieces of backup. Hopefully one of them can burgle into the top 2.
Okay, Alistair's finding some big value there. These horses, number 6 at 25-1 and horse number 10 at 40-1. Those are the horses you need. Whether they win or not, it's trifectas and quartets that they could certainly boost the dividend. And I mentioned number 3 at 18-10. Well, apologies, it's number 4 at 18-10. So 1 at even money, number 4 at 18-10. And good value, number 6 and 10 from Alistair Cohen in race number 1. Well, wouldn't that be something if those horses have to run well and finish in the top 4? It'll certainly boost whatever bet you're playing. Race number 2, place accumulator, 1,600 meters. It's a maiden handicap for fillies and mares. Number 1 at 3-1, number 2 at 8-10, and a form update. Ran second behind Theatre of Life, beaten 0.75 lengths, and that was on the 14th of September. Horse number 3 at 7-1, number 4 at 5-1. And if this horse, a future life, at the time of recording, is a runner, takes its place, it's going to be 8-10. If it does come out, then there will be adjustments in the betting. But at this stage of the game, we're going to look at it as the horse runs, Alistair, and if it repeats that last start, then certainly the right horse in the race.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely, Dees. It would be the St. John Grey way to run a horse back just 5 days later anyway. So if the horse does get scratched, then you know that that future date did take her run hard. I've not been too adventurous here in my bar, but I've gone 1 and 2. But clearly, on what we saw on Saturday from Future Date being beaten by Theatre of Life and finishing in front of a couple of horses that I don't think are all that bad. That run has surely got to set up number 2, Future Danger. Music's absolutely flying for something great at the moment. They formed a heck of a partnership. The improvement that Future Danger is making all the while is encouraging, and I think she'll take the power of beating. If she doesn't run, then the natural backup's going to be the top weight for One Ambitious Lady. She's overdue. She's probably been a little bit costly to follow. Although she's not started at prohibitive odds, I think she's had a chance along the way to perhaps get the job done in some weak fields. This bar number 2, Future Dates, is a weak field, and I'd expect to double up in the bar, but I don't see too many others. Just shopping around for potentially a little bit of value. There was a bit of talk for number 4, TikTok Addiction. Last time she ran, wasn't a bad effort behind Kuramati. That too was a weak field. Maybe she could be best of the race, but I think if you're looking for any alternatives here, bar the top 2, then I think you're going to be spinning around in circles.
TikTok Addiction is a blinker striker. Number 2, Future Date, does have the tongue tie on as she did last time out. Those are declarations with equipment. So we're on to the start of the pick 6 race. Number 3, you need to get on the tote. 13, 40, 22, 2, 1600 meters. Number 1 is a scratching. Number 2 at 22 to 10. Horse number 3 at 16 to 10. Number 4 is the runner that I am leaning towards as a big value in the race, Alistair. Maybe you can lend your thoughts on number 4, Gimme the Flame at 7 to 1. Then number 5 is a Blinkers On, and 8 trading at 4 to 1. I don't know if this is part of your play, but I'd just like to start off with number 4, Gimme the Flame. For a 5-year-old, she's holding her form nicely. I like the look of her last start where she showed some good pace and speed, and that's where she seems to run her best races, when she's handed it from the get-go, but she does have a wide draw to contend with.
Please, we read it exactly the same way. I think that this is the value in the race. Number 4, Give Me the Flame. The draw's obviously a little bit of a worry, but with what she showed, the pace that she showed last time, I'd like to believe that Raymond Danielson can get her into the race and hopefully on a fast track be a difficult horse to peg back. Like I said, I think she represents a bit of value. So great minds think alike, or fools seldom differ. But I think number 4, Give Me the Flame, is very much alive here. I've backed it up in the Bible with number 2, Free in Seattle, is probably the more reliable of the two, in the fact that she's running nasty. She's come down a couple of pounds in the racings. She was beaten by a progressive stable companion in the form of Two-Step Queen last time out. And she's probably got a little bit more to come, number 2, Free in Seattle. Also, just using the whole analogy of the St. John Grey Music Yemi factory at the moment, and the way they've been absolutely flying this winter. So 2 and 4 are my buy-pot numbers. If you're playing a pick 6, number 3, and with an E's got to go in. Simply having finished in front of number 2, Free in Seattle last time out, there ought not to be much between them. Free in Seattle's got half a length swing for quite a big deficit. I do think they'll finish a lot closer, but Anthony absolutely has to go into the pick 6. Likewise, number 8, Counter of Chances, where she came from last time, the amount of ground that she lost, and the fact that she ran 5.5 lengths behind Love Tap, therefore just behind Gimme the Flame, that might put her into the hunt as well. Number 8, Counter of Chances. But in the bar pot, I've just gone with 2 horses, but we do agree with the value in the race. Number 4, Gimme the Flame.
Just to enhance our confidence and pass that on to you, from that last start behind Love Trips, just the one run-up, sneak preview, that's a winner. And if you go to that penultimate start of Gimme the Flame, I think that that horse Risky Business has since gone on to win another 3 races for St. John Grey. So the form line's looking good, and both Alistair and I agree that if there is to be a nice result for you in leg 1 of the pick 6, it could be the 7 to 1 shot, number 4, Give Me the Flame. But I suspect after this show, 7 to 1 is not anymore. Race number 4, merit rated 66 handicap over 1800 meters. It'll be the start of Jackpot 1. Number 1, Manx Knight at 7 to 2. Horse number 2, Caliburn at 5 to 2. Number 4, Full Go, 11 to 2. 5 is at 28 to 10. 6 at 5 to 2. And it's double figures, the balance. I'm tread warily in this race, Alistair. I know it's a small field, and you could possibly try and narrow things down, play with the rule of half the field if it, comes to that. Otherwise, it's going to be a field race for me, because I don't trust this race, Alistair, at all, and I wouldn't be confident even if I had 4 runners in the race.
Yeah, Dees, I've gone with 4 horses in my bar party. In the pick 6, I would definitely include one other. So therefore, with your rule, I think we'll have to go field in the pick 6. Although the 3 horses I've left out, I simply can't have. But we don't want to be having this discussion come 20 past 2 on Thursday afternoon. Tommy Broncos holds the key in this race, Dees, with 2 legitimate chances here. Which one do I prefer? Probably at a push, the 4-kilo claimer, number 5, Flag Bearer, would be the one that I lean towards. The Garish Summer Bertie are back on board. Credit to Farmy for keeping the faith in this Mauritian apprentice who rode Flag Bearer last time. Might have gone a couple of strides too quickly and got collared late by Eiger Sanction. I think this horse was more at home at the Vaal, to be fair, than on the Turpentine inside track. So that's why I'm going to give him another chance and make him tentatively my top selection. But the other 3 horses that I've got in my play simply cannot be ignored. Number 2, Caliburn, also credit to Farney. Not one moment did I think that this horse would hold his form after winning his maiden. I know that he beat Japanese Maple. Japanese Maple's not half bad. It would fit in here with a legitimate chance. But Caliburn's been knocking at the door. I don't think he stayed 2,400 metres on the 1st of August behind Ideal Future, but I think this is pretty much a happy place for the son of Ferrari. His last run to Eiger Sanction puts him just in front of Flag Bearer. So for all those points, Caliburn definitely comes into the play. Full go last time, don't really know what happened there. Lost ground at the start. It gets Woozy on board for Billy Races. They had a winner during the week, the Prince of Kildare, who looked an absolute aimer, which we tipped on the show, thankfully. Full go is definitely not without a chance. And then the well overdue number 6, Guy Alexander, still an entire. Gavin Levine is on board. I would venture to say that that's a bit of a jockey strike from what we've seen in the last 2 starts. Corey Lengsley trains at the Love Tap form, works out a couple of races earlier. That'll enhance the chances of number 6, Guy Alexander. He actually moved in quite promisingly last time out, and then Love Tap suddenly turned it on from nowhere. I thought it was a good run for number 6, Guy Alexander, and I simply don't think he's that far away from winning. So those are my 4 leaders, and number 2, Munsnight has to go in. The finish was run out of him last time out. He's still a maiden. He's got to give weight away. But Lorenzo Karim, Pierce Straden, they team up. Pierce ridden a couple of worldies for Lorenzo in the last month or so. On the back of the form update, having finished second just the other day, number 1, Munsnight, also enters the conversation. But for the bar, I've got 4 horses. I think there are 5 winning chances here, these.
5 winning chances for Alistair Cohen, and what that means is that it costs possibly be a field race. But if you want to play with the 5 runners, then please, do so. It does minimize the cost of the perm. Race number 5, fillies and mares, 64 over 2,000 meters. And as we bring up the field, we'll see how they're betting. Number 1 at 3-1. Horse number 2 at 3-1. Number 3 at 5-1. Ideal Future is trading at 18-10. And number 5 at 4-1. Before I even touch on the form of the horses, I must say that this young man, Trent Mayhew, is really grabbing my attention, especially over, let's call it, the last 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, absolutely right, Dees. I mean, I've known Trent from my time in Joburg, and obviously his father training Craig. Trent and TJ Udalakis used to come into the commentary box and drive me absolutely insane 10 years ago, but just great value, great laugh, asked a lot of questions. I mean, they were me when I was a teenager, probably to Sheldon. And I'm very, very pleased that Trent has now found his stride. He's riding his winners. He's not going to be claiming 2.5 for much longer. I think he goes into this niche on 29 wins. But I think the point that you're making, I think that the progression and the rapid speed that he's gone from, say, 15 to this 30 mark has been really, really refreshing. The weight is going to be a little bit of an issue for Trent. He's a big boy. He had a bit of a growth spurt just as he got into the academy. But, while he's going the way that he is, he's a man to follow. And he rides a horse. By the way, I think we can hold this race to 2. And one of them is his ride, number 4, Ideal Future. She's one of my favourites, Ideal Future. Michelle Kruger's done an unbelievable job with this mare. She barely misses the money. Last time she was touched off by the mover under Museum and just stuck her nose down right at the end to snare Ideal Future. She loves the Vaal. She does most of her good racing here. 3 of her full career wins has come at this course. She needs a certain type of ride. In fact, it was pretty ugly because you have to get going on her early, and she just kind of sustains her run the whole way. And if nothing's coming at her late, like the mover was last time, then Ideal Future can generally stave off the challenges. The backup, though, comes in the 4, number 2, Angel's Wish. I was really disappointed with the last one behind the move, and simply on the mathematics, Ideal Future should remain in front of number 2, Angel's Wish, but I'm going to give her another chance. The Ego de Gavea takes her out for Weyer Mowing. We know how good Weyer is for those long distance horses. Penultimate start behind Prime Example. That form was franked on Saturday with Razor Hallelujah coming out and winning a race about 4 divisions stronger than this. I'm very confident the winner comes from 1 or 2 horses. They're the only 2 horses I've got in my pocket, and I'm very comfortable with it.
I agree. Numbers 2 and 4 look to Barcia in race number 5, and that will really help minimize the spend for exotic plays if you want to go that route in the 5th race. Race number 6, it's a low E division class, merit rated 66, 1450 meters. It's the last pick 3 on the card, always gets a sizable pool wherever we are racing locally. You just need to work out the perm races 6, 7, and 8. And the betting here, number 3 at 9-2, horse number 4 at 22-10, and number 7 at 7-2. I think we can expect a form result here if things go to plan, Alistair. Numbers 3, 4, and 7. The market seems to have judged it spot on. If anything else has to happen, I think I'm out on the day, because when I had a look at this race and I took down the betting, it's amazing, you know. I often, not often, most of the time, not even most of the time, I say all the time, or normally, would have a look at a race card and then take down the betting. And this race, I think they got it absolutely to the T.
Yeah, and they're the only 3 horses that I've got in my play as well, these 3, 4, and 7. An order of preference, number 4, Fast Duty. I wonder if there's not a thought from Gavin Lorena having chosen Fast Duty over number 3, Captain Jim. If Red Legend goes and wins the first race, as the market suggests he will, then Captain Jim becomes a little bit more appealing. But was there anything in that race to get all that excited about? Whereas Fast Duty, although beaten 8 lengths to Grand Crescendo, at least ran 8 lengths to a horse that placed in a great run, and followed up with an outside behind Bambi, by the way, just the other day. That's a incredible season of an absolute bang. So I think that will just maybe enhance the confidence a little bit more about the supporters of number 4, Fast Duty. I think that he is overall fairly average, just being a one-time winner. He's had plenty of chances. But the fact is he's knocking on the door. He's probably run with a little bit stronger. And with the rating 65 being reduced another £3 from his last run to Bambi, I think all that probably squares up for number 4, Fast Duty, as being the one they all need to beat. 3, Captain Jim, as mentioned, comes into the reckoning, comes into it even more if Red Legend does do something in the first race. And I've got a feeling number 7, Southern Style, also won't be all that far away. The draw's not ideal, but her running style probably lends to dropping in and being given a bit of a chance by the Diego de Gavea. She's got no run-in. She's got a run-in from one side of the studio that you're sitting into the other. That is the concern with number 7, Southern Style. But if there's a gap that opens up late, and if she's able to produce that run-in, that short run-in that she's got, she could be making them sweat over the closing stages. So she's the 3rd horse that I've got in my play. Pick 6, if I had to put in one more, probably would be number 10, Green Scepter. This will be the last chance for Green Scepter. The draw 152 kilos, perfectly in the handicap. If not today, then probably never again from my side.
Yeah, I think this is the only other horse that I had a look at as well, Alistair. Hasn't won for a long time, 520 days. We understand when you don't win, your rating comes down, carrying a low weight. But a lot of excuses for Green Scepter, number 10. But we both in agreement that 3, 4, and 7, good enough here. Not looking for any spooks in race number 6, which will be the start of the pick 3, the last pick 3 on the card. Race number 7, merit rated 80 handicap. It's over 1,000 meters. I need your help here, Alistair. Big help, because I tried to work things out here. This is going to be quick, very quick. Number 1 at 4-1. Number 2 at 5-1. Horse number 3 at 6-1. 4 at 8-1. And I must say that last time out, I was super impressed the way Jared Penny handled this horse called Tchaikovsky. Didn't help us punters, but at 33-1, that was the big upset of the race. Number 5, 9-2. Number 7 at 6-1. Horse number 8 is a scratching, so there may be slight adjustments to the betting that I've read out. That was 8-1 at the time of recording. And number 10, Alex Collins, is at 7-1. Yeah, I don't know how much of merit was in the win for Tchaikovsky last time out. I say merit because we like to see him confirm the improvement. But that was a good win, wasn't it?
It must have been a superb win, winning a middle stage, beating a horse that was rated 110 once upon a time. He's obviously now 110 now. Israel with the punches, and he was sort of stuck towards the inside of the track in a day where nothing was really performing up towards the inside. But still, the point is Tchaikovsky nabbed him by a short hit. And the biggest kicker here, Dees, he got no penalty. I know he carried 52 kilos, and therefore the handicap is happy with the summons that he did before the race. I thought he would have got a bit of a penalty for that win being in the middle stakes, taking on the opposition that he did. What I've noticed with KwaZulu, though, is that he does run his horses in the wrong races to establish what the right races are. I think it's a fair experiment if the owners are going to be patient enough just to round the wave and see exactly where a horse fits in. And if Tchaikovsky can produce the same type of performance in a handicap now, then he could very well end up backing that up. So big player is number 4, Tchaikovsky, back over the same course and distance. I think he had the ball on that occasion where he beat Vaal with the punches by a short hit. But there's an endless list of dangers. I think number 3 on cue. I always like her at the Vaal. She does give it away before the race because she can be a little bit delicate. She can throw her trays. If she does her performance, one result in the shots. If she is calm and composed and she runs a nice race. I liked her last time behind Finch and Shaw. For me, she was a little bit disappointing, but she had excuses. And then down the page, number 7, Munchkin, can never be left out. Another can number 10, Axel Collins. Very, very trappy race. Lots in here that you can have a look at. But I'll be going with the horse that escaped to penalty, number 4, Tchaikovsky, as my top choice, and definitely the one to lead with when it comes to the big sixes and the final legal jackpot one.
Well, we haven't compared notes, and we're both in agreement. Number 4, Tchaikovsky at 8-1. All he needs to do is repeat that last start, and he could be the big value in the race, in a very tricky race. Maybe we are suggesting a roving banker, trifecta and quartets, horse number 4 in race number 7. Then on to the lucky last, and if you are going smoothly in any of the exotics, waiting to collect, well, hopefully it falls into place here in the 8th race, which is a low 66 handicap, 1,200 meters the distance. Number 1, 5-1. Horse number 2 at 8-1. Number 4 is at 4-1. 5 and 6 will eliminate horses from the race, bringing the field down to 10. Number 7 at 8-1. 8 at 7-2. 9 at 4-1. And then it is this horse that you've gone for in the past. I've just made a note of this horse. Bad Day. You've liked this horse at big odds in the past, and he's just about, how can I say? He just can't get there, Alistair.
Yeah, horses to the varying beauty, and I don't particularly like her here, even though she's a blinker strike piece. She's under the suffering spine by 1 kilogram. It's not the end of the world. But no, I'm sidestepping number 12, Bad Hair Day. Just her recent runs don't inspire all that much confidence, I must be honest. As far as this race is concerned, D's wide open. Probably a field race. You spot on, but the scratching is just helping the spin ever so slightly. I'm going to give a vote of confidence on number 8, In a Fix. I thought his last one was fair behind Aralina, winning the penultimate start from Samoa. Samoa's obviously a Vaal specialist. No mean feat in a fix to turn her over rather. Samaga Kamalo takes her up with Clinton Binder. They don't team up often, but when they do, there's generally fireworks. And, Binder obviously had quite a lot of horses in the race, and the only one that stands its ground is number 8, In a Fix. I wonder if that's not a sign. Comes in a draw to number 5 at the time of recording. A whole lot of consistent horses that are banging at the door. One Commander of Vaal's a horse to respect. So too number 4, Dancing Dora. 2 After Hours. There's another one of my favourites. Don't know about him from the draw. I think he's probably had better days, but he's always got earning capabilities. 8 and also number 7, Vaal Vegas. His running style from a deep draw will allow him to drop in and be given a chance if the gaps open up, and if he can find his best turn of foot like he does from time to time, that will make him a danger to an extent. But number 8, In a Fix, I think is just probably the most reliable place to go, certainly from a top 4 perspective anyway. I'd expect him to be bang there and have a good winning chance.
7-2, number 8, In a Fix, your possible roving bank here. It'll be a nice quartet to catch, but it looks like a tricky end to everything. I mean, all the exotics, especially the Pick 6 race number 8. So Alistair Cohen, he's given us his thoughts race by race. Now on to his suggested bet. It's up on screen, Alistair, and I see it is a bipot.
Bible gets underway at 12:30. So hopefully it goes according to plan. By the way, on Saturday, basically took the straight line pick six on the show. We got lucky with the scratching and the favourite winning, but all that matters is that a lot went according to plan. So hopefully that form continues for a long, long time. 1, 6, and 10 in the first leg. Red Legend, Pike Place, and Bar Jury being a bit alternative there. 1 and 2, Ambitious Lady and Future Date. Our numbers 2 and 4, 3 in Seattle and Give Me the Flame. We agree there with Give Me a Flame. Then on to the fourth leg, race 4, 2 Caliban, 4 Full Go, 5 Black Bear, and 6 Guy Alexander. 2 and 4, Angels Wish and Ideal Future. That's 2 horses for every exotic. And then the final leg of the bipod, 3 Captain Jim, 4 Fast Duty, and 7 Southern Star.
Talking about Saturday, Alistair, with that pick six that paid 712 Rand, I mean, it was a great find. But I was actually amazed that the Hollywoodbets Punters Challenge competition wasn't won.
I think everybody fell short in that second race, Theatre of Life, which looked to be the third choice. There were 2 hotties in that race that both ran no sort of race. And then we had some straight magic for Philip Vermeulen and Unique Vermeulen that got Theatre of Life home, which is the key piece of form on this particular day. But, I'm actually just catching up on the results. First leg favourite, second leg favourite, third leg favourite, fourth leg favourite, Anfield's Rocket Nowhere, but Dice just had a huge chance. Max the Magician, Run for Cover, first race, a promising first-timer. Sure, I mean, I saw, over 12,000 people played the Hollywood Punters Challenge, and again, empty-handed for the Punters. That is a surprise. You're spot on.
Yeah, it is, and we did the show together, and I must say that I was skeptical and on the fence with Dice, but you were spot on.
Yep, got that right. Dice obviously going to be aiming at the Cape flying yet again. I think Pierce Stradham's committed to him for the rest of the season, obviously with Craig's commitments in Cape Town for Lady Laidlaw and various other horses. So that'll be exciting. It's an interesting time to be a racing fan with lots going on in Joburg and Cape Town at the moment.
Yeah, especially Gauteng. I think everything will kick off, let's call it officially, on the 5th of October with that spring spree stakes and everything else. And then we lead up to what is going to be a massive Summer Cup this year, considering the stake that's on offer, Alistair.
Yeah, 6 million Rand, and I believe that there are a few horses from around the country who will at least be entered for the Betway Summer Cup. So all very exciting. Looking forward to seeing the nominations and eventually get in there. I don't think nomination date is all that far away either. There'll be a lot of ambitious horses that are nominated for the Betway Summer Cup for the 6 million Rand stake, and also the 20,000 Rand groom's incentive. Every horse, every groom that has a horse in the Betway Summer Cup takes up 20,000 Rand as well. So I know from Candace's side that the grooms are saying horses rated 63 must get nominated because you never know. So I mean that's the pressure the trainers are under just to get a horse in the Summer Cup. Very, very exciting. Should be a good few months.
Well, let me not keep you, Alistair. Safe travels.
Thanks, Steve. Always a pleasure.
All the best to Alistair Cohen, and all the best to you, the valued racing fan, when you're playing on this Thursday. Have a blast, find all the winners, and hopefully it turns out to be a wonderful day for you at the Vaal on this classic track Thursday. Alistair's given us his thoughts, and from the entire team at Gallop TV, myself, Dee Steiner, until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gashle.